Hi, everyone. This is Attorney Lillian with Lily Legal, and I am here today to talk to you about the immigration ban that has been lifted. It was lifted yesterday, and I'm going to be talking to you about what it is, what it does, and how it could affect you and your family. Okay, so at Lily Legal, I help my clients get immigration status, reunify with their families using the U.S. immigration system. If you have immigration questions, please feel free to reach out. My information is on the screen and in the description of this video. So let's get into this. What is the proclamation? There's so many ways to say it. 10014. Basically, what that did was make it impossible for um, for certain family members to be able to get visas to the U.S. Even if they do qualify, even if a visa is available to them, they were not able to come to the U.S. And they weren't able to either get an interview to get a visa, or they were not able to get a visa at all. So that's what this proclamation did. So that proclamation is officially out. Okay, there's no more ban. There's nothing stopping parents, children that are over 21, siblings to get a visa to the U.S. So that is a big deal because for almost a year now, parents of U.S. citizens were not able to come into the U.S. They were not able to get a visa to permanently move to the US. So these were just for green card holders. So people that were going to get a green card once they come into the US, they were not allowed to come in because the reasoning behind the proclamation was that they were going to affect the economy. Again, COVID was the reason that was given for that. But as we can see from basically the proclamation, revoking the proclamation, the U.S. government is now saying that that's not the case, that having family members that are not spouses or children under 21 come in and get their green card is now going to negatively affect the U.S. economy. It might actually help it because of the workforce that it creates. So that's something that, again, just got lifted yesterday. And I'm just going to go through with you guys what the State Department, which is the department that handles the embassies and the visas, what they actually are saying about this, how it would be applying to people. So if you, let's say you're a parent of a U.S. citizen and you applied for a green card to the U.S., and you have not yet been interviewed. You have not went to the embassy for your interview. Well, they will start processing those cases to get you in for an interview. So basically, once a proclamation came in, anyone that fits into that category that hasn't had an interview, they just didn't even bother. So now they have to basically start again and get everyone back in line to get an interview and hopefully get a visa to the US. If you did have an interview and it was, you were basically refused the visa or you were refused entry into the US because of the proclamation, basically you will have to ask the State Department to reconsider that decision. So that's something that is going to be a little tricky. So the embassy will have to basically decide to reopen your case and get you back in to basically reissue the visa, especially if you qualified for the visa and the only reason they denied you was because of this proclamation, this immigration ban. If that's the only reason you were not able to get a visa, then they will reconsider your case and you'll be able to get a visa to the US. Okay. If you don't know, all this is exciting to me because I have so many people that call me and are wondering, well, my mom has a visa. It's going to expire in May. What's going to happen if the proclamation is not lifted? Well, now it's lifted. If you already have the visa, so if you already have the visa, you were still not allowed to travel into the US to get your green card. So if that's your situation, now, as long as your visa is still valid, you can still come into the US, right? As long as your visa is still valid, your immigrant visa, not just any, as long as your immigrant visa is still valid, you're able to travel. The airlines will not, again, the airlines cannot tell you that you cannot come in as long as you have a valid visa. Before, the airlines would actually stop you from boarding a plane because they know you will not be allowed into the US. Okay. So another thing is for people that won the visa lottery. So if you had the diversity visa for 2020, if you were actually issued a visa, right? There's a distinction that the State Department is making here. If you were actually issued a visa and were not allowed to come in, and your visa is still valid, you can still come in. If your visa is not valid, you can, and you were part of a court case, again, if you fit into this category, you should definitely reach out so that we make sure that you are okay to travel. However, right? So that's for people that already got the visa issued. There's a visa in your passport for you to come to the US because you won the diversity lottery for 2020. If you didn't actually have an interview, if you didn't get a visa, what they're doing is basically the time frame to apply for the visa has passed, and they're not going to reopen that as of right now. So if you missed the deadline, which most people that won the lottery for 2020, if you didn't apply right away and you were caught up in the proclamation, you are not able, unfortunately, to revive that visa. You're not able to get an interview. You basically missed the deadline and they're not extending that deadline. So that is specifically for people that won the diversity lottery visa. If you are, like I said before, if you are a parent of a US citizen or sibling of a US citizen that there's a visa available, but you weren't able to get interviewed, you will be put in line for an interview. If you were interviewed and you were denied because of the proclamation, they will revisit that. They will reconsider your application. Okay, so that's basically what is going on right now. This means that a lot of people that were not able to get their visas approved in 2020 will be able to at least get an interview. Again, this is assuming that your embassy is open and processing cases. So that's still an issue that we're having, but at least you know that once the embassy opens, you'll be able to get an interview, you'll be able to travel to the US. Again, if you have an unexpired visa, immigrant visa to the US, and you were not able to travel because of the immigration ban, you are now able to travel. So that's I guess that's the highlight of this whole thing is if you did not, if you had the visa, but you were not able to travel, now you can. If you didn't have the visa already, you weren't scheduled for an interview, you'll be put in line to be interviewed and hopefully get your visa. So that is what has changed in the past 24 hours when it comes to immigration. It is great. If you have any questions about this or any other immigration matter, please feel free to reach out. We definitely are here for you. And the goal, again, I will say this in every video, the goal for 2020, 2021 is to make sure that if you qualify for a green card, if you qualify for a visa, that you are able to get it. Okay, so I'm Attorney Lillian with Lily Legal. Please, if you found this video helpful, please feel free to share it with your community, like and share. If you're watching this in a place where you can subscribe, please do subscribe. Thank you and have a great rest of your day. Bye.